Welcome to Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. We are hauling down from Cincinnati to Nashville. Going to have a great show today, but we had to stop in Bowling Green because I made some new friends. I got Jonathan and Phil from the Fantasy Fogcast. What is that, you might ask? Well, it's a fantasy football podcast from a 420 perspective. Couple of good local Kentucky homegrown bluegrass guys here. John, welcome to Razzball Radio, buddy. Thanks for coming out and saying hi to us today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for it. We appreciate it.
Are you kidding? So you got to tell me, man. How do you have like a 420 theme fantasy football podcast?
It's just a niche that we thought we would, take up. We like football, we like smoking, so why not?
Yeah, we don't talk about smoking cigarettes because this is television, so probably vaping's okay. Phil, so let me ask you, man. I'm curious. When you guys draft, I mean, who typically goes first overall? Is it like Josh Gordon, LeGarrette Blount, or Willie Nelson?
As much as we have personal feelings for those guys, love those players. Just depends on what league that we're doing. Some leagues we're doing, Adrian Peterson's number one to go, LaShawn McCoy. We like to do some 2-quarterback leagues, so of course you're going to see Peyton Manning and Drew Brees go pretty high up. But we like to take those guys as well, but typically later on in the draft.
After you've made your key picks, right? So you're not too distracted. So tell me, man, like how many leagues are you in? Like 420?
Yeah, I'm in 420 exactly. You got it.
All right, we are joking around, but these guys do a real podcast. What's your Twitter handle, Phil?
At Phil Reinerson is where I can be reached, and then we have our podcast handle is at Fantasy Fogcast. You can reach us there as well.
And where can we find the podcast, John?
You can find it at www.fantasyfogcast.com, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much anywhere you look, iTunes, everywhere.
And I've actually checked this out. I mean, this is funny stuff because I was just going through my Twitter feed and I found these guys. And I'm like, they're in Kentucky. They're on the road to Nashville. So here's the plan, guys. I know you guys are heading down to go to the Titans game. I think what we're going to do is Smokey's going to drive this truck. I'm going to hang out with you guys. Is that all right? That all right? No, I'm just kidding. Around. Who are a couple guys you like this year, John?
I like Eddie Lacy. I've actually taken him over Adrian Peterson in quite a few of my leagues.
Really? Even what about in point per reception or half point per reception?
Well, they're talking about getting Eddie Lacy involved more in the backfield, so I feel like, they're doing the same thing with Adrian Peterson, but longevity, we do a lot of keeper leagues, someone that I'm looking forward to.
All right. Now, when you guys actually do your drafts, is it kind of like pick, pass? Is that how you guys typically do it, Phil? No, I'm just kidding. Real quick, give me a sleeper you like late, Phil.
Somebody not Cordero. He's somebody I've been taking up a lot, but I think it's the year of the wide receiver, and I think you're going to have a lot of changing the guard this year. Somebody who I seem to keep drafting higher and higher with every draft I do is Brandon Cooks down in New Orleans. Phenomenal player, not going to be a sleeper for long, but somebody I'm looking at.
All right, we got to roll out of here, heading down to Nashville. Big show tonight because we got the Fantasy Football Hottie making her first TV appearance. Oh, and I got to get a Nashville Predators shirt because this is a legit Southern hockey city. Be right back. Welcome back, Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. Do not adjust your television. That's right. Here she is for the first time ever on television, the Fantasy Football Hottie. Come on, camera guy. Bring it up. Hi, Hottie. Welcome to Razzball Radio.
Thanks.
I'm so excited to have you here.
You're unveiling me.
There's a lot of jokes there, but I'm not going to go there because, I'm still Canadian. I want to be a gentleman, but I'm really excited to be here in Nashville. No, are you kidding? This is mild and refreshing. We've been in Cincinnati. It was so humid. We've been in a lot of humid places. The New Orleans scene, that was crazy. You know what? You're a little far off. I'm just going to pull you closer here if that's okay. That's okay.
Absolutely.
So are you from Nashville originally?
I am. I am a native Nashvilleian.
Okay, and is that like University of Tennessee? Is this University of Tennessee country here? Obviously the state is, but Nashville proper?
Well,
you got Vandy here.
He's playing at home tonight, so it's a split. Vandy, UT. I did not go to either one.
All right. Now, I know you – well, no, because you're here with us to do the draft in Nashville. Now, I know you said you used to work in hockey. You know what? I actually went out of my way repping this Nashville Predators shirt today because you know what?
Captain Shea Weber.
Yeah, Shea Weber. There you go. Can't wait until he gets traded to the Habs with that con. I'm just kidding. But you know what? This is a legit Southern hockey town. This might be the most legit Southern hockey town, so had to rep the Preds today, do it 100%. So we're in Nashville. We're gonna talk about the Titans today. We got your pool boy here too, Hottie and the pool boy, of course, at FF Hottie. But we're in Nashville. And I've been eating all on this tour. I don't know if you can tell, but when I get to the cities, I'm tired of the truck stop food. So what's like the quintessential Nashville dish? What's like the one thing I got to eat in Nashville?
Well, if you go downtown, you got to eat barbecue at Rippy's. Here, you're in Franklin, Tennessee, and there are some great mom-and-pop places to get your meat and three. Merides is great.
Hold on, meat and three?
Meat and three. You gotta have.
What's that?
You have veggies, baby.
Why is it called three? Is that a local thing?
You get meat and three veggies. Like pot roast, carrots, potatoes, beans.
Okay. No, listen, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. So we got a really exciting draft today because, again, you're here, the pool boy's here. We have a beautiful bartender who insisted on coming. And, of course, we got Smokey. He's with us, too. It's been a really cool trip so far down here into Nashville. But we're competing here because the Titans are playing tonight. Vanderbilt's playing tonight. But I'm excited to be here. So, okay, listen. How are you so – don't take this the wrong way. How are you so beautiful and into fantasy football?
What? Women can't like fantasy football? Come on. Really?
I know, but like, because I'm thinking of Jay Wrong right now, of course, with our fantasy editor, of course, Razzball.com, fantasy football. He's got trouble meeting women, and he's got an OkCupid site up right now. And I'm like, man, listen, Jay, don't get me wrong. Don't take this the wrong way, but not that, you and Jay would necessarily be a pair. Oh, Jay's going to kill me. But my point is that, oh, my God, is there like a lineup at your door?
No, not at all.
See, you know what the problem?
You're lining up right here.
Again, you're falling out of the shot. See, it's one of those things where, this is going to be fun today in Nashville, of course. We're going to talk some Titans. You ready to talk some Titans today?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, good stuff. I'm excited. At FF Hottie and we're working on the Pool Boys Twitter handle. Right now it's at FF Hottie Assist, but we're working on that because he's the Pool Boy. These guys, there's a show here with Hottie and the Pool Boy. This is too much fun to not do this. Okay, Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. We're going to be back right after this with Hottie and the Pool Boy. We're going to talk some Tennessee Titans live. Well, not live. You know how this works because you've been watching. It's Nashville. Let's go.
I was never one for traditional dating, which is why I like to meet guys on ArrangementFinders.com. Arrangement Finders puts a twist on dating that works so well, they guarantee you'll find a girl. That's right, guarantee. Sounds too good to be true? Check out these girls on ArrangementFinders.com who are looking to date. She's hot. She's hot. Okay, her, not so much. Anyway, it's free to join. Go to Arrangement Finders and meet girls like me who know what you really want.
Welcome back, Razzball Radio on the Fantasy Sports Network. I am here in Nashville, Tennessee, at Losers Bar and Grill in Franklin, just outside of Nashville. Yeah, I'm here with the Hottie and Jay, the Pool Boy from Hottie and the Pool Boy. And this is an interesting pair right here. I mean, I'm seeing a show here, guys. I'm seeing a Hottie and the Pool Boy show. So, Jay, thanks for having us here in Nashville today, brother.
Absolutely. Nothing like having the big guy here, having Smokey, losers, beers, football. What more?
Yeah, don't forget, we got a draft. This is going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely. But we are going to kick off, and we're going to talk some fantasy football right now, specifically the Tennessee Titans. We're going to break down this kind of team report right now. So let me start, obviously, at the quarterback position. Who wants to take quarterback? I'm going to let you guys decide. Who wants to take quarterback?
I'm going quarterback.
Hottie's got quarterback. Okay.
She's all about the quarterback.
She's all about the quarterback.
I'm just saying.
Wide receiver hoarder. Come on.
All right. So let's talk about Jake Locker. Interesting guy. He was probably overdrafted a couple years ago. If he was maybe put into a situation where he had time to develop with a good quarterback coach, because there's some skill there. He's very mobile. He's got a strong arm. He just doesn't seem to necessarily, I don't want to say get the game. I don't want to be unfair. But give me your assessment of Jake Locker.
I think you're spot on.
Hey, she agrees with me.
I agree with you. Yeah, this is his team. This is his town right now. But he's got a lot to prove this year.
So what are the chances of him being fantasy relevant in something other than like a two-quarterback league?
Not at all. In my opinion, sorry, I got to call him like I see him.
That's it? Okay, so give me can he throw for 4,000 yards this year? I mean, because Wisenhunt's here, right? And Wisenhunt, helped the Cardinals quite a bit. Potentially Dexter McCluster, we'll get to him in a little bit, but he might move into that role that Danny Woodhead had in San Diego. Are we just dead on Jake Locker?
I'm not dead on Jake Locker, but he tends to be a little injury prone, and that makes me a little nervous. So it depends on how healthy he stays. If he stays healthy, it might be a great year for him. I would love to see him have a great year. I like him. I'm a fan. I just don't want to draft him on my team.
You know, Nick, we talked about Locker being that mobile guy, kind of in the mold of all the guys that were coming out from RG3 to, pick 'em the last couple of years, Colin Kaepernick.
All these read option guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Locker has turned into a game manager. He's a glorified game manager. We want him to do great here in Nashville, and the job is his to lose, absolutely. But I don't see it. He's a low-end number 2.
Okay, let's just say for argument's sake that he does lose the job, that they struggle. The defense might be okay. Offensive line's improved a little bit. I think you made that argument. Who's the backup? Is there any chance that, oh, hold on. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Mettenberger. Absolutely. I followed him at LSU. He's a good quarterback. I think that obviously this is not going to be his year to start, but I think they're going to groom him, and I think, honestly, he's got a huge potential here.
Is there any chance we see him this year? Could you see a scenario where that happens?
Absolutely. I think given Locker's first few starts, I think if he doesn't come out strong, I think we could see Mettenberger.
Okay, fair enough. That's interesting. And, of course, he was an interesting prospect at LSU a couple of years ago. He slid, so he's an interesting guy to watch. Do you think Mettenberger has a shot here?
In my opinion, it's a little more of injury situation. If Locker goes down, Coach Wiz, he's all about the vet, so he may go with Charlie Whitehurst. But I think he may actually give Zach a chance.
All right, let's transition now to wide receivers. Obviously, Kendall Wright, a PPR monster. Justin Hunter, a guy that I was big on, but I think everyone's big on now. And he's probably going a little bit too high. Why don't you break down a couple of wide receivers? Let's start with Kendall Wright.
When you think about Wright, last year he caught 94 passes.
Only 2 touchdowns.
Only 2 touchdowns. Man, did you read my notes? But these were coming from Jake Locker and then the backup of Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, whatever you call him, from one play to the next. So it wasn't like they were catching him from Peyton Manning. This guy caught 94 passes, only 2 touchdowns. I think he had 1,000 yards receiving. He's still going to get the targets, absolutely. You mentioned Justin Hunter. He has all the potential in the world. I think he's the only guy on that roster, frankly, that has the potential to be the big game, big play, big body receiver. Are you going to make fun of me now, Hottie?
I am not. I think he's the sleeper of the season. I think you put him on I think you draft him, maybe put him on your bench, watch him for a while. I think he's the guy.
Okay, you can watch him if you want to, but here's the thing: you were giving Locker a hard time. I mean, it takes someone to throw the ball so someone can catch it. I mean, I've kind of said the upside with Justin Hunter is maybe 60 catches, 900 yards, maybe 7 to 8 touchdowns because of his leaping ability. I mean, this guy can leap over the Cumberland River.
Here's a stat: the dude has caught 30 passes in his NFL career of games, preseason and regular season. 8 of those have gone for touchdowns. He's a touchdown machine.
Everyone's buzzing on Cordarrelle Patterson this year, but here's the thing. Hunter was actually the better prospect coming out of school. That was the argument. The issue was that, he had the injuries coming out, so Patterson went in the first round. Hunter slid to the second round. So, okay, you give me a bold prediction. Give me some numbers on Hunter this year.
Well, I was going to say, out of Titans camp, the prediction is, or the notes are that fade route at the goal line, unstoppable. That's the quote, unstoppable, coming out of Titans camp. I think he does hit 70 catches, actually, and I think he gets about 10 touchdowns.
How many yards?
Woo! Oh, he's big play. He's going to average about 18 yards a catch, so, he's going to hit up there, bro.
So how early are you comfortable taking Justin Hunter this year?
Well, I'm not going to get crazy and draft early. I'll save him toward the end when I'm still looking for a few fillers for my bench position. I'd take him.
He's not going to be there. You'll have missed the boat.
Not necessarily. I was in a draft a couple weeks ago, and he actually went at number 10.
Oh, in the 10th round. Really interesting. Who else is in the mix here at wide receiver for the Titans?
Well, there's Nate Washington, the wily vet. But, the most catches he's ever had in a season is like 74. I think he's only averaged like 53 over the last 5 years for the Titans. I think he's on the backside of his career. He's going to get some targets. He'll have 2 games this year that he'll have, 8 catches for 120 yards and a touch. If I'm picking a wide receiver in a PPR league, you're going Kendall Wright. If you want the big play home run ability, you're going Justin Hunter. If you want anybody else, you go to another team.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I can't argue with that kind of logic. Real quick here, Hottie. The defense, I mean, a couple years ago, it was a really solid unit. I mean, well, I guess that was back when Fisher was here. How's the defense shaping up? Is there any chance that they could be fantasy relevant, maybe a stream option during the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that's an option for us this year. I would love to see it. I would like for us to get back to that. And with new coaching, I think it's highly possible.
Absolutely. Okay, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go to break here in just a second. We're going to come back, talk running backs and tight ends. Oh, it's Delaney Walker. I don't know if there's much to talk about here. But we are in Nashville, losers too. And here's a very good takeaway, guys. Lock up your league fees for free at sportsvault.net. Let someone else do the collecting for you. Wouldn't you rather someone go collect for you?
Absolutely. I
See?
want to do it.
That's logic. That's logic. Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. Back right after this.
I was never one for traditional dating, which is why I like to meet guys on ArrangementFinders.com. Arrangement Finders puts a twist on dating that works so well, they guarantee you'll find a girl. That's right, guarantee. Sounds too good to be true? Check out these girls on ArrangementFinders.com who are looking to date. She's hot. She's hot. Okay, her, not so much. Anyway, it's free to join. Go to Arrangement Finders and meet girls like me who know what you really want.
Welcome back, Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. Still here with the Hottie and the Pool Boy in Nashville. And, yeah, it is a little bit warm here. I'm getting a little bit sweaty, but that's okay because I'm wearing my Predators jersey. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty invincible, man. I'm feeling pretty invincible. Do you like the – I mean, what's your take on the Predators here?
Okay, I'm a huge Preds fan. Don't get me started. I'm a over-the-top NHL Preds fan. Unfortunately, we just can't get the talent here. We've got Pekka. We've got Shea.
Got Seth Jones.
Seth, my boy. He's out here the other night. Yeah. We're on the upside, absolutely. But defense is always –
Come on. We've got Neil this year.
Yeah, that was a good deal.
That is a great – yeah, absolutely.
She's a hockey fan, too. Come on. Okay, so let's get back to talking the Titans. We're going to talk about the running backs right now. Obviously, Bishop Sankey, first running back picked in this year's NFL draft. Sean Green is going to be the mix to some degree. Dexter McCluster might play that Woodhead role. Talk to me about Bishop Sankey, young lady.
Wow. I think.
Do you think? Because right now I think he's being drafted way too early. When we were in Dallas, Ryan Hodge took him in the 3rd round. This is a rookie. Sure, we think the line's going to be better, but I don't know.
I agree with you. He's being drafted way too high. Way too high. Green, I think, is the one who's going to get more of the catches. And, yeah, I just don't see it.
But Sean Green sucks. That's the problem. Sean Green is not a good – I'm sorry. I'm sure to Green's family, I'm sure he's a lovely gentleman. But you don't want him on your fantasy team under any circumstance unless I'm reading something wrong here, pool boy.
Sean Green is a plotter. He weighs 230 pounds. He will bull over anybody. He's not going to outrun you or me. Having said that, Bishop Sankey, he will be the man. It's just not now. He's run only with the second and third teamers all preseason. So any stats he has have nothing to do with against first-team defenses, and it is preseason. I get that. But plus, Coach Wiz, I promise you right now, he's teaching the kid a lesson. So he's saying, Sean Green, you're going to get the carries right now. And McCluster, we were talking about how the quarterback situation is pretty much set for Jake. The running back situation is a cluster. Dexter McCluster is that third down back. He's going to get the little Danny Woodhead Jr. carries, catches out of the backfield. But I do believe by the end of the season or beginning of next season, it is going to be the Bishop Sankey show. Say that 4 times fast.
Bishop Sankey show, Bishop Sankey show, Bishop Sankey show, Bishop. I got pretty close. Okay, what's your take on McCluster? Do you think he's going to take over that Woodhead role?
What? Stop.
I'm a huge McCluster fan.
I think he's come in with a good attitude this year. I think this could be a good year for him. I think he may be another sleeper. And honestly, Nashville could use that. The Titans need that. And I would like to see somebody step up for that role.
Yeah, they're going to need some versatility with the weapons for, the offense to take a step forward. Whoa, and and Smokey just kidnapped the Hottie. Well, you know what? That's not something that's going to happen every day, Jay, but I think we've lost the Hottie. Holy cannelloni. Okay. Can we have her back, Smokey? Smokey! Bring her back. Come on. Hottie, come here. Smokey, we're having a good time here. These guys are a lot of fun. You want to follow them at FF Hottie, at FF. Right now it's
FF Hottie, ASST, FF Hottie Assist. I'm just her assistant. That's my goal in life, and I've achieved it.
You guys have a great dynamic, though. We've been hanging out here for a while. You guys together, I'm not joking. I sense a podcast coming on soon because you guys, it's not just, that you guys know your fantasy football and that you guys are a lot of fun, but there's a little bit of chemistry going on here. I'm just saying, am I missing something, Hottie?
I don't know what you're seeing.
How do you feel about
I
that?
still got it, baby. I still got it.
All right, give me an idea. So the Bishop Sankey show next year is going to be pretty good. But what are we talking? Maybe 1,200 combined yards, 1,300 combined yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns?
With him and Green?
No, I'm talking Sankey this year.
I wouldn't even go there.
Really?
1,000, probably. You know, you got 16 games now, so 1,000 isn't what it used to be, or 17 games. But, yeah, I'd say maybe 1,000. I just haven't been impressed. And maybe they're holding him. He was the first running back taken for a reason, I'm sure. And, in 6 months, people are going to watch this podcast and throw eggs at me. But she already does. But I don't know, 1,000 maybe, because I think Green's going to steal. He's going to steal touchdowns, definitely. And he's going to get those first half carries.
All right, Delaney Walker's the tight end here. This is not an interesting tight end. Do we want to skip the tight end?
Please.
I was in a league the other day, actually, and I missed it because we were in Pittsburgh having a good time. And it's a keeper league. This is an important league to me. Keep 6 keepers. I was rebuilding the team, and it auto-drafted, and it was awful. It was a disaster, and I got Delaney Walker as my tight end. So the first thing I did was drop Delaney Walker and picked up Tyler Eifert. Not that I'm crazy big on Eifert, but another thing I did in that league. Yeah, you like Eifert this year?
Not a bad choice.
The girls in Cincinnati yesterday were talking about how handsome he is. Does that ever skew your opinion? Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you honestly.
No, never.
Come on. You won't pick any of the Patriots other than Tom Brady.
I don't draft players for their looks.
Okay.
See, listen, I'll be honest. If I was like in a WNBA pool, it might skew my opinion. What can I tell you? I'm just being honest. Okay, so here is my sugar daddy of the day, brought to you by ArrangementFinders.com. The Tennessee Titan that I think is going to grossly outperform his ADP this year. And this one, it would have been easy for me to say Justin Hunter because I do think he's going to. But man, I have been seeing him fire up drafts. It's making me a little uncomfortable. It's not going to be Locker. So you know what? Kendall Wright going in the 6th round right now, if he catches 100 balls, gets 1,300 yards, and this year the touchdowns go from maybe 2 to maybe 6 or 8. So Kendall Wright is my sugar daddy for the Tennessee Titans. Do you have a sugar daddy? I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
What's his name, Rob Gronkowski? Today she tweeted, to Gronk or not to Gronk, and I said, you only Gronk if you have a side of Travis Kelce.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's what I put up with here.
Yeah, but listen, come on.
It's great. I love it. Bring it.
All right, you guys ready to draft tonight?
Yes.
Woo! That's the Nashville way of saying yes. Woo!
Is it really? Is that how people? Is that how they do?
Absolutely. When you say people, do you mean me? Yeah. Woo!
Does he always do that?
Yes. Frequently.
Only at bars like losers.
All right, losers. Thanks for hosting us, losers in Cool Spring. We love you. Okay, we're going to go in and do the draft. We're going to tweet out pictures for the draft. There'll be lots of tweeted pictures of the hottie today. And then Smokey and I, we're going to pack up. We're going to drive to Indianapolis, go to the Colts Grill. We're going to have a lot of fun in Indianapolis. This is Razzball Radio, Fantasy Sports Network. We will see you tomorrow.